Hello, hobby friends. Today I'm painting trees. My local game store had a painting session to get more of their terrain painted for a tournament, so I thought I'd go and have some fun painting someone else's stuff. Since I was on a time crunch of only 2 hours, I didn't have much time to make recordings, so I'm going to be showing some pictures mixed in with video clips. This was very much a spur-of-the-moment video idea. I started with a black prime, followed up with a trio of colors, red, green, and blue. I wasn't planning on painting trees, so I came up with a quick scheme inspired by a style that I oftentimes see Ninjon using, which is to start with a blend of vibrant shadow colors, then work my way up through highlights. And what's more vibrant than RGB values? Though, for the green, I used a brighter lime green so it would stand out from the blue. On the trees themselves, I transitioned the mostly green and blue shadows to pure red, which over the black primer turned into a dark red. More recently, I've been finding that dark red looks a lot like brown, probably because brown is just dark orange and red and orange are very similar colors. The plan I have for this terrain is to make the base plates much darker than the trees. This will hopefully allow the trees to stand out, as well as any miniatures that might wander into these woods in the future. At the same time though, I want there to be a transition between the trees and the base so they feel more coherent. The next step was to dry brush light gray. Until now, I wasn't sure that my strategy would work out. But thanks to the RGB undercoat, this looks much more interesting than gray over black. If you're familiar with the slap chop painting method, this is very similar. Only, instead of transparent miniature paint, I'm going to cover everything in this translucent light brown craft paint. However, it wasn't as transparent as I wanted, and was too bright for the dark forest floor I envisioned. But I had already brushed on a bunch of it, so I took the base plate outside of the store and dumped my cup of rinse water all over it to wash off the brown paint. So while that one dried, I decided to work on the other one. I added blue paint to the light brown to darken it and desaturate it. It was still a little too opaque, so I thought I'd add some clear craft paint varnish. Thing is, I didn't bring any with me, so I used glue instead. I mean, hey, if it dries clear, it's basically the same as paint medium, right? With the forest floor done, all that was left were the trees. I took the light brown from earlier and haphazardly slapped it all over them. Once they were mostly dry, I installed them and I was done. These trees are looking tree-rific. Recently, I've been trying to branch out with different painting styles. I aimed for the kind of color variation you might see in nature, and I'm pleased with the result, especially considering the whole process took only 2 hours. Here are the paints I used, minus the black Vallejo primer. At the end of the event, this being the store's terrain, I did have to put them back in the box where they came from. But I'll see it again the next time I game at the store. Until next time, experiment on some terrain and have a good one.